You know what happens when a con artist gets conned? It's a story we just love, right? It feels like justice, like the universe balancing the scales. Well, today we're jumping into one of the oldest stories about exactly that, a tale of deception, love, and a twist that is just perfect.
We're going to unpack the story of Jacob. Now, you might remember him as the guy who tricked his own father to steal his brother's blessing. But his journey, his real education, and what it means to deceive and be deceived really kicks into high gear when he runs away from home and meets his match.
So here's our roadmap. We'll start with Jacob on the run, look at a wild promise he gets from heaven, follow him as he works 7 years for love, and then, the big one, we'll see the moment the deceiver gets deceived. And finally, we'll see the messy, complicated family that's born from all this.
Okay, so let's set the scene. Jacob is literally running for his life. He just pulled a fast one on his blind father, Isaac, to steal the family birthright from his twin brother Esau. And Esau is, let's just say, not happy. He's talking murder. So Jacob has to get out of town fast, but he leaves with a very specific mission from his dad.
Isaac gives him a 3-step plan. Step 1, get to Padanaram, which is where his mom's family is from. Step 2, find his uncle Laban. And step 3, this is the big one, marry one of Laban's daughters. This isn't just about finding a wife, it's about keeping the family line pure and holding on to that divine promise made to his grandpa, Abraham.
So Jacob takes off, completely alone. He's a fugitive, out in the middle of nowhere, heading toward a future he knows nothing about, having just blown up his entire family. And it's right here, at his absolute lowest point, that something totally unexpected happens. He finds a rock to use as a pillow, can you imagine, falls asleep and has this incredible dream. He sees a ladder, or maybe it's more like a stairway stretching from the ground all the way up into the heavens, and it's buzzing with activity. Angels are going up and down like this living connection between heaven and earth, and right at the very top is God himself. And then Jacob hears this promise. Now think about it. After what he's just did, you'd expect a lecture, right? But no. Instead, God reaffirms the family covenant. He promises Jacob protection, land, and that his descendants will be countless. It's just this staggering moment of grace. It shows that even with all his flaws, Jacob is still part of this much bigger plan.
So with this new sense of purpose, Jacob pushes on, and he finally makes it to Haran. And at a well, which is always where the action happens in these stories, he sees his cousin Rachel for the first time. And that's it. His whole world just shifts. It is absolutely love at first sight.
So Jacob's uncle, Laban, welcomes him in, and he meets his 2 daughters. And the text draws a really sharp contrast here. Leah, the older sister, is described as having tender eyes. We're not exactly sure what that means. Maybe they were weak, or just that they didn't have the same sparkle as her sisters. Because Rachel, the younger one, is described as just plain beautiful and well-favored. For Jacob, it's not even a contest.
When Laban asks Jacob what he wants for wages, Jacob makes this incredible offer. He doesn't ask for sheep or silver. He says he will work for Laban for 7 years, just for the right to marry Rachel. 7 full years of labor. That's how much he wanted her.
And this one line from the text just says it all, doesn't it? It shows how deep his love was. It tells us those 7 years, more than 2,500 days of work, just flew by. They felt like nothing to him because his eyes were on the prize, Rachel. He does the work, the 7 years are up.
All right, so the time is up. Jacob goes to Laban and says, okay, I did my part, give me my wife. He fulfilled the contract. But it turns out his uncle Laban is a schemer on a whole other level. Jacob, the guy who wore a disguise to fool his own father, is about to get a serious taste of his own medicine.
Laban throws a huge wedding feast for everyone. The party's going, the sun goes down, and the bride, covered by a veil as was the custom, is brought to Jacob's tent. In the dark, the marriage is consummated. Jacob believes he is finally with the woman he worked 7 long years for.
And then the sun comes up, and in the morning light, it's not Rachel, it's her older sister, Leah. Laban pulled off an unbelievable and unbelievably cruel bait and switch.
Jacob's reaction is pure fury. He confronts Laban, and listen to the word he uses. Beguiled, deceived. It's the exact same crime he committed against his own family. The irony is just perfect. The deceiver now knows exactly how it feels to be on the other end of the lie. And Laban's excuse? Oh, it's a masterpiece of manipulation. He just says, oh, well, in our country, we don't marry off the younger daughter before the firstborn, a custom that he somehow forgot to mention at any point in the last 7 years. Yeah, right.
So then Laban lays down the new deal. Jacob can have Rachel too, but only after he finishes the week-long wedding celebration with Leah. And the price? Another 7 years of work. Jacob is completely trapped. He's heartbroken, but he's still desperate for Rachel, so he agrees. 14 years of his life for the woman he loves.
So now Jacob has 2 wives. But this is not a happy family. Not even close. Laban's deception created a wound right at the heart of this new family. And it sets the stage for decades of jealousy, rivalry, and just pain.
And here, the story delivers another ironic twist. The text says Leah was hated, which is a strong word, but it just means she was unloved compared to Rachel. So God sees this injustice and steps in to balance the scales. He gives the unloved wife the one thing the beloved wife wants more than anything else: children.
This table is so revealing. It's like a diary of Leah's heartache. I mean, look at the names of her first 3 sons. Reuben means he has seen my affliction. She's hoping maybe now my husband will love me. Simeon means he has heard that I am hated. So painful. Levi means now my husband will be attached to me. It's just this desperate hope. But then something changes with her 4th son, Judah. His name has nothing to do with her husband. It just means now I will praise the Lord. It's like in that moment, Leah finally finds her worth somewhere else entirely. So Jacob, the trickster, got tricked. He was forced to feel the exact same kind of pain he caused his own family. And the big question the story leaves us with is, what now? Is this experience going to teach him empathy, or is it just going to pour more fuel on the fire of rivalry in this complicated, wounded family he's now created?